What's up, guys? It's your boy Yeet here, and welcome back to another deck profile. Today I'm coming at you with one of my most favorite fun decks that I've played in a long time. Didn't even think I was ever going to build the Dimension Police deck, but when I ordered this deck for $15 and as a really good budget deck for even new players, your deck could have a lot of fun and win a lot of games with this deck. Of course, I want to upgrade it and add like draw PGs and Commander Laurel or something like that, but that's about all the other changes I want to make to this deck. Otherwise, this deck is finished in my mind. But this is my alien deck based off of Roaring Beast Audion. If you guys enjoying this deck profile, leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, turn on notifications. But I want to know what you guys want to think about this deck as well, so comment about this. But I'm really enjoying this deck. So let's get on to it, and I'll start talking about the deck more. Since this is a budget deck, like I said, you can build this whole. I built this deck for under $15, about like 16 at the max dollars, depending on where you order it from. But I ordered my cards and I got this deck for like 16 under. If I would be a little bit more if I added, if I replaced my draw PGs with, replaced my draw triggers with draw PGs and my grade 1 Sentinel with a grade 1 Laurel. It'd be a little bit more, but I'd still say you build the deck for under $25 easily. But let's get on to the deck. For the main grade 3 and the best ride in the deck, 4 copies of Roaring Beast Audion. I should also mention this is a Force 1 deck, not Force 2, Force 1, because you don't need a lot of criticals in this deck. And why Roaring Beast Audion lacks is your hand power, which is why I would also add draw. When I did get my draw PGs, I would not replace my draw triggers. I would replace 4 other crits, so I get a lot of draw, and then I would add the 10k shield for somewhere in there. But that's a different another story. What Roaring Beast Audion does is, when it's written, I can Soul Blast a grade 3 and put any number of my rear guards into my soul that's on the turn when he's rode. I can get plus 5k and plus 1 critical until the end of turn for each of those cards. So if I put all 5, that's 25,000 power, add 5 critical to Audion, which is insane. And then on Vanguard, when it attacks, Soul Blast 3 until the end of the battle. When your opponent will call a card from his or her hand to Guardian Circle, he or she must call 2 or more at the same time. In other words, if you activate that card, your opponent cannot activate the PG because they would have to play the 2 cards, and then you would have to, they would have to discard the cost again after that. But it basically will force my opponent to lower their hand to nullify the PG. So yeah, that's why Roaring Beast Audion makes this deck very, very strong. You can hit a lot of big numbers with this deck, and a lot of damage as well. And what's even more interesting, if you know your opponent doesn't have a Sentinel in hand, this card will help you really put on the pressure. The other grade 3 of the deck, Super Dimension Robo Dizars. So, reason why I'm playing Force 1 in the deck is to hit the big numbers on your Vanguard circle as well. But Dizars, during your turn, if this unit gets plus 5k for each card in your damage zone, so that's a really big number off the bat. Not only do they both grade 3s have access to Force 1, but the Dizarus, if he's on rear guard, at the end of the turn that this card attacked, even if it didn't hit, but if it attacked, if my Vanguard's attack power is 35,000 or greater, that includes Force markers, this unit counterblast, put this unit into the soul, and your Vanguard gets my Vanguard gets 10,000 power, drive plus 1. That's big, big numbers. Love this card. And it's like adding armor to Audion. That's Dizarus, though. Onto the grade 2s is 4 copies of Potent Poison Monster Dakgiri. Dakgiri is really good. So if your Vanguard or rear guard at any point in time, even during the battle phase, which is an act skill, if your Vanguard's attack is 30,000 or greater, counterblast 1, put this unit into your soul, draw 1 card, and one of my Vanguards gets plus 15k to end turn. Adds real big damage for when Dakgiri comes in. It's also a 9k grade 2, so it may lose 1,000 power for hitting numbers wise, but Dakgiri is still really good to add power to Audion or Dizarus, and also helps fix the draw problem. The other grade 2s we're playing is 4 copies of Quick Hero Active Mask. So Active Mask is like a really good restander for this deck, especially if you have Force 1 that's like 20k all the time. So when your Vanguard attacks, if this unit's attack is 30, if if that unit's attack is 30,000 or greater, which is always going to be, Counterblast 1 is stand active mask, and this unit keeps the power that it gained even from a boost if it attacked already, and it keeps the force marker as well. So if you boosted with something like an 8k booster and attacks hit for 18k plus a force marker that's 28k, you activate active mask skill, it stands and keeps that 28k when it attacks again. Really good for one. Counterblast 1 hits a lot of pressure. And the last grade 2 of the deck is different because I said this deck lacks on draw power. So even though when I get my extra draws, I would still keep this card because this card really provides a lot of shield. 4 copies of Miracle Dandy. So Dandy, even though it's a Dimensional Please alien card, if my Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, whenever it's placed on the Guardian Circle, it adds another 10k to the shield, so it's an instant 15k shield. Doesn't matter if it's from Intercept, doesn't matter if it's placed from the hand. If it's on the Guardian Circle, that card becomes a 15k shield, which is really, really good. So 4 Dandy. Onto the grade 1s of the deck. 4 copies of Heat Source Monster Nezer, or Nezer. I'm sorry for mispronouncing the name. But Nezer, what he does is it can rest a rear guard, even if it's rest any rear guard, and this unit gets plus 10k until the end of the turn. Just makes her a really good booster. So like, if I want to hit this and well, if dies, it's really weird though. But if Nezer can like make a big column if he wants to, so I can rest, add 10k, rest a unit, add 10k, and then send that unit to the soul to activate the effect of Audion. So it's decent to make big numbers. And then other grade 1 we're playing in the deck is 4 copies of Mogdrilla, or Excavation Monster of Mogdrilla. So when it boosts, if your damage zone has 4 or more cards, Soul Blast 1, this unit gets plus 10k until the end of the battle. So it's an 18k booster if I have 4 cards or more in the damage zone. Doesn't matter what my Vanguard is or who's boosting. 18k booster. Really good. Really, really good for an AK. Dimension Please hits hard for me. I love it. And then, like I said, I'm kind of stuck playing this Sentinel, a grade 1 Sentinel in this deck, because I don't have access to the Draw PG Diamond Ace yet. But this is Battle Hero Imelda. Battle Hero in Imelda. So it has the Sentinel skill, but it has a Vanguard skill on as well, which is unlucky if you ride it, but it still has a way you can help fix your hand. So when placed on Vanguard Circle, draw a card and discard a card from your hand, help cycle through your deck. Not the greatest, but it's something if you're stuck riding it. Then the last grade 1 we'll play in the deck is 1 copy of Glory Maker. This deck is 50 cards, by the way. I've counted many times. So Glory Maker is when it boosts, if the boosted unit's attack is 30,000 or greater, Counterblast 1 can only call grade 0 cards from your hand. So if your opponent knows playing grade 1 Sentinel like you are, you're about to literally ruin their lives with this deck. Makes for a really good budget deck, and even though Glory Maker's $3, like I said, I still built this for 15. Now on to the triggers. I have 8 crits, which is Justice Cobalt and Die Battles. When I get my draw PGs, I'm going to drop Die Battles and keep the draw PGs in there, and I would, yeah. Well, actually, I would probably drop 2, keep 2 Army Penguins, keep 6 criticals, and 6 draw. And then Army Penguin, go Rescue, and your starter, which is my little hero Draco Kid. And yeah, that's all for this deck. Hits really big numbers, really good budget deck. Like I said, I built this deck for 15 under. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think about the deck. And yeah, this is Diablo Yi signing out. Peace out, everybody.